Okay, welcome to part 2 of our movie. And again, you can see I've added a couple things to our drawing. I put the curved cap on the end. I also added a guideline again that's right even where the inside of the table is. And also drew some lines down on the bottom. And the purpose of these lines is just to do the next step, and then we're going to remove them. So the first thing we need to do in this step is we need to come over here and we need to triple click this so that this entire thing goes blue. So we've selected the entire thing. And now I can come over and get my rotate tool. And the reason we did this X is so I can get that right in the center of it. I'm going to click. I'm going to come out. It really doesn't matter where you come out at. And now I'm going to start rotating. As I rotate it, I'm going to hit my Option key, and that makes a copy of it. And I'm going to go ahead, and you can see what we've just done. We've just made an absolute copy of the other side. I'm going to go back in here now, and now I can take my erase tool and I can get rid of some of these lines that don't really exist. And once I'm done with that, I want to go ahead again and select this entire thing, and I want to make sure I make it a component. And I'll just go leg. And now I've created a component. Okay, so now I've made another guide over on this side that also has that offset, as you can see, and I bet all of you can tell right now exactly where I'm going with this. And we're just going to make a copy of this whole leg and slide it down to the other side. So I grab the Move tool, I get it right on the corner here so that I can locate it really easy. I start moving it, I hit my Option key and I make my copy, and I just simply move this over to the other line, and voila, we have our legs in. And I can go ahead and delete the guides. And there we go. The final part of our table is really tricky, and I've had a lot of students come up with different novel ways to do this, and if you can, use your way. I just want to show you one way in case you get confused. Notice I've made a guide that comes right about the middle of our curve right here, and that needs to be done, but you can come along the bottom of the table here, and we'll zoom way in, and you want to zoom way in because you do not want this to be very thick. But you can come get and you can change it as you get going. But we'll come and grab our rectangle tool, and we'll make a very small, about as small of a rectangle as we can along this line. And we may need to zoom in and make it even thinner later on. Okay? And then, so once we've got that rectangle, then we can go ahead and grab our push-pull, and we can push-pull this down. And again, you can push-pull it down as much as you want, but when I back out, you can see I kind of have this odd thing that looks like this. And from here, we go get our good old friend, the rotate tool again. And again, this is a little bit tricky. We get our rotate tool, we put it on here, we click here. Oh, I almost made a mistake that I see happening all the time. We've got to select this entire thing. And so I go back and I get my rotate tool, and I can put it on here. I can pull it down, and now I can rotate this whole thing kind of to the side that I need it. And once I've got that done, I'm not going to complete this whole part, but then of course you can grab your push-pull tool, and you can pull this side out the length that you want. You can pull this side down the length that you want until it gets all the way to the proper part. And I'm missing on this, but I think you all get the idea. So at any rate, that's how you do that kind of curved piece. And again, I'm not finishing it here because I don't want to do the whole drawing for you, but it gives you an idea of how to do that. And then once you've got this in, you can do that same idea by making another guide with another small rectangle that comes down here and goes over like this. The hardest part is this curved one right there. And then you can punch the holes in it that needed to be in it and the like. So that's basically how you do that bottom part of the table. And again, I'm going to let you guys do all the pushing and pulling and the figure out, but that's basically how it works. I've had people figure out other ways, but that way works really well. And the final thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make some callouts that required at least 4. This is a very simple tool to use. You just come over here. It's the dimension tool, and you can just kind of go to any place you want. You can click on it, and you click there, and then you can bring it down. And you need to make a few of those dimensions, and of course they need to be all the correct dimensions of the actual table. So this last part can take a little while, but everybody figures it out once they kind of know the basic process.